Let us start our impact test. Today we will discuss our laboratory strength of material lab by our impact test. Actually, what is given in the impact test is what is the significance of impact test. Impact test is there in my classes in the practical lab. Earlier I've discussed one thing. First of all, you have to understand what are the different type of loads which we may came across during our practical working life. First of all, the loads which is being carried by a particular beam member, a particular machine element, or a total overall machine element is extremely complex. It is very difficult to understand and very difficult to solve and very difficult to make the equation accordingly. But we have gone through certain empirical formulas and process it as test, which will lead us, which is comparatively simple, but will lead us to the actual result, close to the actual result, without going to the details. In order to know the type of loading which may came across in the particular member under load, which can be a single load acting over it, and it can be a multiple load acting over it. In practice, always there is a multiple and very complex load acting over each machine members or in any building structure or any structure of a material handling system, material handling equipment. But first of all, we have divided the whole complicated matter into two sides. First, we have discussed when the bar or constant member is subject to a single load. That load may be tensile, may be compressive, may be a single pointed load, may be a distributed load, maybe the load of distribution may be uniformly that is uniformly distributed. Sometimes the distribution may be non-uniform, acting following a pattern. Sometimes all this, sometimes there is a load, sharing load, sometimes there's a tensile load, sometimes a compressive load, sometimes it is a combination of all of them. But even the combination which we discuss, which we show in our practices in analytical calculation, the application is far more difficult. It is not that easy, simple, and distinct distinct process of loading we are subjected to. But if by simplifying the type of loading or method of loading, we have reached to a situation which is close to the actual limit. So we follow in actual practice also, actual design of members also, this way of loading the system. Now, for a single loading, we have told you there are single pointed load acting on a point over a beam member. That point can be along the cross-sectional axis. Point can be normal to the cross-sectional axis. I mean longitudinal axis. But this type of single pointed load can be of three different types. It varies or classified according to the type of application. A load can be applied in three different ways. Load can be applied gradually from 0 to the maximum load. It can be applied all on a sudden. And thirdly, it can be applied by an impact. The method of treatment is method of stress treatment as well as method of stress obtained from three different type of loading is not same. So to reduce the complications to a certain extent, first of all, we have gone through the tensile stresses of a machine member, of a particular part, or a particular structure, or a beam. There we are applying the load, whatever may be strength, gradually, which means we are starting from 0 and reaches the maximum. And maximum is the load we are saying that it being applied for this part, but actually is the average load. Next, we find that only the treatment, only the process created by the gradual application load is not sufficient to go through our practical problem. We have to understand what is the situation of the load of the bar will take place if the load is applied by an impact. There are two different ways of applying the load. One is by acting all on a sudden. Means we are just placing, say, just imagine we are placing a particular load, say particular weight, all on a sudden over your machine member. This is one method of application of sudden load. There's another method of application of sudden load, which is comparatively more complicated. We are applying the same load all on a sudden, but not just placing the load over it. We are striking your workpiece with the load. Means we are striking the workpiece to our added external load or applying the external load by an impact. Mean all of a sudden we are striking our workpiece with the load. And we are interested to know how our machine members are capable of withstanding the load. This sudden load applied with an impact, how much it can withstand. So we came across a particular property of the material known as toughness. Which toughness means the ability of a particular machine member or prismatic bar or a structure to absorb sudden applied load with impact. And impact stress signifies the toughness of the material, which is the ability of the material to absorb the energy during plastic movement. Means toughness means how much energy you can absorb. When the job is being, your parent member is being struck by a load, how much impact we can absorb during this plastic deformation. Certain deformation will take place, maybe elastic, maybe plastic, but how much energy you are absorbing. That is the method of measuring the toughness. The static tension test we have told a NOS specimen does not always receive susceptibility of a metal to brittle fracture. How strong the metal is brittle? Maybe we are using a steel. We are not using a brittle material like, say, glass, like, say, cast iron. We are using certain strong material, maybe a particular quality of steel, but it may have weak toughness, weak in tension, weak in impact. How much he can absorb this energy of impact? This is a measure or indication of the toughness of the material. And this important factor, the amount of energy required applied by means of impact, is given by impact test. The toughness takes into account both the strength and both the ductility of the material. Means tough material means it is strong. It can apply a lot of additional load. And it is ductile, means it can be drawn into air. And so it is not brittle. It can be drawn into air, which means it can be deformed to make a permanent shape, a permanent deformation. Whatever work you do on a machine member, it comes from the deforming the metal from a original basic raw material to the final desired dimension. But all are making final permanent deformation of the original material. And there are so many different processes there with so many with their likes and dislikes. But what they are doing, they are just transforming the metal or changing the metal to the desired shape or finally deforming the metal to a different desired shape. So in both the strength of the material and the ductility of the material is important here. Several engineering materials has to withstand the impact of suddenly applied with its surface. But Generally, the strength is lower as compared to the strength released under slowly, gradually applied load. So we have to use a notched spark test, which often extensively used to understand the effect of impact. The impact represents the energy necessary to a fractured notched bar by applying infrared load. So to break a notched bar, how much energy is required? That is given by applying this impact load. It is this measurement taken by the impact test. There is a notch test measures the notch toughness of the material under shock loading. What do you mean by notch toughness? What do you mean by notch toughness? There is a notch over the bar of certain measured, well-defined dimension. But why you have made like this? We made the concerned test piece weak so that it can break during the application of the load, sudden impact load, so that we can understand how much energy it is liable to absorb. So the function of the notch is to ensure the specimen will break as a result of impact load. Now, without the notch, it may be have observed in earlier place, the element will simply bend without breaking. Means they have an enormous capacity to withstand huge load. It will not break, but it has due to its capacity, a device a process which will ensure that they will take the load itself. Values obtained from this test are as highly arbitrary. Means it is not defined, it is approximate. But it is important to note that it provides a good way to compare the toughness of various metals or toughness of the same material under different conditions. So it is a reliable way to compare the toughness and compare the ability to absorb energy by a bar made of different material. You can make the test and can compare the toughness and compare their ability to absorb the strength of the raw material. So here we are applying the load by an impact, means suddenly applied, but striking the workpiece with the material. The impact pendulum impact testing machine, which we are using here, is of 30 kg meter capacity. It is designed for determining the activity values of various metals and non-metal metals. While ISOT test is determined by up to 16 kg and CHARPY value is determined by 30 kg, and for both ISOT and CHARPY, the maximum resolution is 2.2 meters. Just 1 second, please. Now, let us go through the different aspects of pendulum interface. Its capacity is 30 kg meter, means it can apply maximum 30 kg meter torque by impact. There are two types of impact test. Determine the Izod and Charpy values of various ferrous nonmetal metals. One is known as Izod and another is called Charpy method, CHARP. It gives us various toughness of various famous and non-ferrous metals. Izod test is determined up to 16 kg meter by applying 16 kg meter torque, and Charpy is determined up to 30 kg meter torque. Both are the maximum graduation over the dial is 0.2 kg meter torque or energy. What is the construction? The machine means a rigid robust space over which a pillar is mounted. Top of the pillar, a pendulum is mounted on angle friction bearing. It is suspended. The anvil for fixing and placing the test specimen for conducting Izod and Charpy is fitted on the base. A dial reading 0 to 16 kg meter and a dial reading equal to 0 to 30 meter is fixed on the bracket with a pointer. The swing of the pendulum under the failure of the press specimen is arrested with the help of a brake provided on the base. The pendulum mounted on anti-friction bearing has two starting positions. Upper one is 140 degree with the vertical is for Charpy, and lower one is 85 degree vertical for Izod test. So what we have in the machine? A machine pillar. Over the pillar, a pendulum is mounted over anti-friction bearing, over which it can swing. And we have the anvil on the fixing on the base for fixing our test piece. We have a dial that gives us a reading of 0 to 16 kg meter and 0 to 30 kg meter. First for Izod, second for Charpy. It is fixed to the pendulum bracket with a bracket and with a pointer. The swing of the pendulum after the base failure of the test specimen is arrested with the help of brake. The swing after the break end, we have to stop by artificial means by applying a brake. There are two positions from where the pendulum will be released. The upper position is 140. This position is meant for Charpy test, and lower position is at 85 degree, which is meant for Izod test. A release lever for releasing the pendulum is fixed on the pendulum pipe. After the release, the pendulum swings down to fracture the test specimen, and energy thus absorbed is doing so is measured as the difference between height of drop before rupture and the height of drop after rupture of the test piece. And the read is directly taken from the position of the dial meter. What this means, if there was no better let explain like this. When the pendulum is released, pendulum will swing automatically from say 85 degree plus to 85 degree minus, or 130 degree plus to 130 degree minus, 140 degree plus to 140 degree minus. And if we place our test piece in its line of movement, it will break the space piece and it will reduce certain amount of its moment. So this reduction will be observed over the dial, and this reduction is being carried to show the indentation of the dial by means of a indicator. Now, let us go through the operation of the machine. We are supposed to mount the machine over a specific foundation, and we have to level them everywhere. Next, we have to find out what we'll do, whether we will do the tripod or we will do the charpy. Depends on the last test to be conducted and fix the pendulum holding type at the respective angle. First, we have to select according to the test mode we have selected. That is test mode either Izod, either Sakti. We have to fix the pendulum holding pipe the respective angle of the machine, which is for Izod is 85, 84 degree with the vertical, and for Charpy 140 degree for the with the vertical. And we have to fix it and secure it there perfectly with the point the balls of the machine. The strikers for Izod and Charpy are different. They are different in Charpy, they are different in Izod. In one case of Charpy, it is at the end is drawn into an angle. For Izod, end is totally fixed and squared inside. But the position is also different over the anvil. For Izod, the test piece is to be erected vertically over the workpiece, and the notch is not far away from the boy of the of your machine. Now, first of all, we set the test piece. For Izod, it will be vertical on the vice, and it will be clamped on the vice. But actually, that it is horizontal and just placed on the vice, not to be clamped. Now, after doing the Izod, bring the pointer on the dial in proper position, that is 116 kg for Izod and 30 kg for tripod, 32, 30 kg for Charpy. So, in order to do the work, so 16 kg, you have to fix the pipe for the workpiece according to the height where it is. Say for Izod, it is fixed at a angle 85, and from there it will start its movement. For Charpy, it will fix at an angle, angle 85 degree, 84 degree. So for Charpy, it is fixed at an angle 140 degree, and from where it will start moving. Bring the one pointer of the one dial to the result proper position. That is what 16 kg meter for bar Izod and 32 meter for wire. Release the pendulum by operating the lever for the pendulum to strike the specific bit of the end. Note that the reading material by workpiece now the reading directed by the pointer of the dial is which is the Izod or Charpy value as this is the kg. The diagrams of either the Charpy strikers and their positioning on the engine is calculated to reduce the movement, various identification and fitness. This is the specimen of the ISOT first. This is for ISOT, this is for Charpy. For ISOT, the notch will be 22.8 millimeter from one end, and it is not at the center. So dimension will be 75 millimeter this length, square millimeter that is cross-sectional area, or for Charpy, dimension is 55 millimeter, it is about 3, this 100 millimeter cube, and the rough center is at 25.5 centimeter away from the end. I have told you that earlier, the striker for ISOT and Charpy is not same, they are different. For Charpy, the end is straight and a particular notch is there. For ISOT, the end is always actually try to break the material by taking this particular shape of the workpiece. The positioning of test piece on the ISOT sample position, you see, for ISOT, this is the NNV, and ISOT is placed vertically over it. Charpy cells has been horizontal in the express plane and when grouped in the center facing the converse tail or writing. After you have properly placed the workpiece on the white anvil and then the hammer is released for swing. It will strike the workpiece and it will not go up to that extent if there is no workpiece. The difference between the position on the dial, which is the face, and the position of the dial going to a free, is the difference between, it is the our difference. This is the difference between us. The Charpy is here, from here to here. This is the horizontal position of the Charpy, and we know the triangle is at an angle with the triangle itself. Now let us go through few videos.
Let us start the ISOT impact testing machine, testing job. We are
Now,
fixing our hammer
This is the machine
or
which you
heavy
are
load
showing
here,
here.
which is more or less horizontal, but it's actually 85-degree angle
is the point.
with the vertical itself.
This is the method of
And
releasing the ISOT
over the
with
vice,
the hammer.
we have sent,
This is the anvil.
we have set
and
the
this is the
ISOT testing workpiece,
displacement
which is
fixed
ready
over
for
the
breakage of
anvil, which is
breakage.
the for Charpy.
And over the
This is the
dial
gauge.
for
Dial
the energy of the
here. Here
impact
is the
testing,
silver element
we have set
and pointer
the initial
element
dial
is shown
to
here.
100,
It is it will move
60
when the,
164 degree.
machine will start
164
and
degree
fix
here, which is actually 82
and you
degree,
have to start the
because
start is
each
134 will turn 34
each
and after
graduation will be
striking
equal
and
to
taking the
2
workpiece, it
joules
will
of
reach a position
items,
which is
2
actually
joules
at
of
zero.
energy.
So the
Now,
amount of difference
this
between
is
the
the
length
release
at zero
lever
and
of the
with striking
testing machine. When I will move, it will clear
value of the energy
the hammer
released for
itself,
the
like this.
system. Here
I have cleared it, and
resistance spring.
hammer did not move much because it was
And
it
this
could
is
not break it, but it is supposed to be moved
Pointer
up
control
to this point,
lever.
100 degree, or total 100 joules of energy is required for breaking these items.
Here we are showing, this is the hammer,
This is our impact testing machine,
this
which
over
is
hanging over this pillar.
also known as
We are
IZERT
using
and
anti-slip
Charpy impact
bearing.
testing machine. Here we take the load required to break a workpiece of known size and shape. If we apply a certain known load suddenly released from a certain height. Here this is required to know that how much a particular workpiece or machine member can sustain if that externally applied load is applied by impact. Now, this is a standard machine. Here, two positions of the load is used from where this load is used and strike and broken the workpiece. One load is released from a height of around 85 degree from the vertical. It's vertical of the pillar of the machine itself. Another position is this one. It is 130 degree from the vertical itself. And the jobs placed on the vise or fixed on the vise, after the release of the load, this load strikes and breaks the workpiece. And the amount of energy required for breaking the workpiece is being indicated over this indicating plate. There are two sides of this plate. One is for Charpy test and another is for
one division is
IZERT
1 joule,
test.
2 joule,
And these graduated
or
are
2
in
kgm.
joules. Each graduation is equal to 2
One
joules.
is for IZERT,
Now-
another is for Charpy. This is for
First,
Charpy
we have to
test
set this pin
and right side
from a
is,
height of
IZERT
150 here,
IZERT test is live.
from a degree 164 here for IZERT impact machine, and it will, after release, this indicator rod will move with the punch itself and go up to the extent where the rod is broken, where the workpiece is broken. If there is no workpiece, this indicator will go up to the point 0. And initially it should be placed here at the time of IZERT testing machine. But at this time of Charpy machine, it is also placed in the same position, and it will move possibly up to this 80 to 70 kilonewton because it is released from much higher position. With these two loads, with these 2 joules available from this machine, which is required to break this material, will give you the indication how much energy is required to break this particular machine elements. This is the job of IZERT and Charpy impact testing machine. And the load concern is at present is hanging here. Here you have to, from this position, you have to lift and first fix it in this position by this clamp for IZERT testing. And here we have to, for Charpy test, we have to put fix-it clamp here. And the load will strike the workpiece by means of special blocks like this, which is for a Charpy machine, and IZERT machine block is fixed inside it. This block is to be replaced when the machine will be used for either or by Charpy machine impact process. This is the impact testing device.
Let us start it again from the beginning.
This is our impact testing machine, which is also known as IZERT and Charpy impact testing machine. Here we take the load required to break a workpiece of known size and shape. If we apply a certain known load suddenly released from a certain height. Here this is required to know that how much a particular workpiece or machine member can sustain if that externally applied load is applied by impact. Now, this is a standard machine. Here, two positions of the load is used from where this load is used and strike and broken the workpiece. One load is released from a height of around 85 degree from the vertical. It's vertical of the pillar of the machine itself. Another position is this one. It is 130 degree from the vertical itself. and the jobs placed on the vice or fixed on the vice, after the release of the load, this load strikes and breaks the workpiece. And the amount of energy required for breaking the workpiece is being indicated over this indicating plate. There are two sides of this plate. One is for Charpy test and another is for ISOT test. And these graduated are in joules. Each graduation is equal to 2 joules. Now, first we have to set this pin from a height of 150 here, from a degree 164 here for ISOT impact machine, and it will, after release, this indicator rod will move with the punch itself and go up to the extent where the rod is broken, where the workpiece is broken. If there is no workpiece, this indicator will go up to the point 0. And initially it should be placed here at the time of ISOT testing machine. But at the time of Charpy machine, it is also placed in the same position, and it will move possibly up to this 80 to 70 kilonewton because it is released from much higher position. With these two loads, with these 2 joules available from this machine, which is required to break this material, will give you the indication how much energy is required to break this particular machine elements. This is the job of ISOT and Charpy impact testing machine. And the load concerned is at present is hanging here. Here you have to, from this position, you have to lift and first fix it in this position by this clamp for ISOT testing. And here we have to, for Charpy test, we have to put fix-it clamp here. And the load will strike the workpiece by means of special blocks like this, which is for a Charpy machine, and ISOT machine block is fixed inside it. This block is to be replaced when the machine will be used for either or Charpy impact process. This is the impact testing device.